things? Not one of our society's better gifts, and I think we're getting worse at it. You know, if your phone doesn't give you the answer, you know somebody who has a phone that will, right? I mean, we don't have to wait for anything. I just think about things that I used to order, you know, pictures. Used to wait weeks to get your pictures back. Oh, there it is. To print it out at home immediately. We don't have to hardly wait for anything. But God makes us wait for things. Why do you think that is? Actually, because He loves us. Isn't that amazing? It sure doesn't feel like it from this side of the game, does it? But He waits until we are ready for what He has to give us. I have been going through the book of Isaiah, as we have had a reading from Isaiah with each Sunday of Advent. And again tonight we are going to turn back to that reading. It's in the first page of your bulletin, starting at the bottom, halfway up the first page. And I want you to know that the book of Isaiah is quite long. And it's broken into 3 pieces, usually, parts 1, 2, and 3. Very creative, isn't it? And they're actually hundreds of years apart. So we cannot say that Isaiah wrote all of this because Isaiah didn't live that long. But it's someone who took up the same message of Isaiah as a prophet. The first 39 chapters of Isaiah are the prophet Isaiah telling the people what they've done wrong and how sad and angry God is because they keep turning away from God. 39 chapters is a long time to hear how bad you've been. That's a long time. And then chapter 40 comes. But what you don't know unless you do some studying is that there was 150 years between chapter 39 ending and chapter 40 being written. How many of you get frustrated when your doctor's appointment is 15 minutes late? Or you get behind a tractor on Highway 19 with all the do not pass signs between New Prague and Redeemer Lutheran Church. Then you remind yourself that farmers are the ones who put food on your table, but you wish they did it during the night when you didn't have to drive on the road. 150 years of waiting to hear again from God. And what they had last heard in Isaiah was that God was going to let the Babylonian people come in and take them out of their country, away from their homes, and enslave them. And that's exactly what happened for those next 150 years. What Isaiah had told them was going to happen, did. And I am guessing that it took 150 years for the people of Israel to say, you know what, God, we've really messed up. You were right. We have turned our backs on you. We need our God. And then our reading tonight is the beginning of chapter 40, when God comes back into their lives and a prophet is announcing to them what God has said. And the first words out of God's mouth are, comfort, oh comfort my people. You look back at 39, chapter 39, you'll see over and over again them saying, we have no comfort. There is no comfort. They are broken. They are sad. They are lost. They are hopeless. I cannot imagine how lost and hopeless they felt. I have my moments and I've had my times of sadness and frustration, but really my life has not had a time of complete bleak and hopelessness. And there have been times, though, when I have felt frustrated and I needed that word for someone to come in and just love me for who I am. Because I have nothing left. Do you have those times? Have you admitted to yourself that you have those times when you just feel so empty and drained you cannot do anymore? All the answers that thought you had aren't working. It seems like God's not listening to your prayers. People are pushing you away instead of pulling you in and saying no when you need to hear yeses. 150 years the people of Israel have felt God saying no. And now he comes in their midst and says, comfort, oh comfort my people. In fact, God is speaking to the heavenly hosts, the angels and archangels, and giving them an order. We need to comfort my people. They need us. They need to know that I am their God and they are my people. God's language changes in chapter 40 where he starts calling the people of Israel his people, my people. And the Hebrew talks about Israel bringing her feminine, gentle, and in need, vulnerable, not by accident, because that's how Israel was feeling. And they have finally admitted that, and God is saying, I come to bring you comfort. Our reading talks about how God is like a shepherd holding on to his people. And we understand that shepherds will put themselves between danger and their sheep. A shepherd will decide where to feed and take care of his sheep. They are the most important thing in his life. And our God is coming to us as one who comforts, holds his lambs in, as the Bible says, the word bosom, which I taught to the children at Redeemer this morning, which I'm sure the parents really appreciate that. Every 3-year-old should know the word bosom at Christmas time. I'm sure that cut down on my Christmas cards this year. But isn't that a special picture of God holding us that close to his heart and wanting us near him and protecting us? That is how much he wants to comfort us. But there's part of us that has to admit we need to be comforted. This, I believe it's Thursday, will be on December 21st, and it will be the year of the longest night of the year. And some churches have a church service called the longest night. And it is a church service for those who are grieving, or mourning, or for the life of dealing with depression, or for the life of them, they can find nothing merry, M-E-R-R-Y, about this season. Because perhaps every time they think of it, they think of the death of someone they love. For me, for years, as we tried to get pregnant, I dreaded Christmas. Celebrating a baby that we couldn't have. There are all kinds of reasons why this time of year brings pain. Perhaps it will be their first Christmas of sitting home by themselves, far away from family, or family has quit speaking to them. Our family, I suppose, is like others that I know of. Daryl and I, we have family members who don't come to weddings, and they don't come to Christmas, and they don't come to birthdays. They have disowned all of us because they're angry with us. Christmas can be a great time of pain and sorrow. And so I think it's very powerful that we get a reading in our Advent season in this time of darkness that talks about God coming to bring us comfort and to console us and to hold us. And how important it is for us to admit we need that. And that's okay. It's okay to have sorrow in your life. It's okay to admit that you maybe messed something up or someone else has. It's okay to recognize that there is pain in our world, because that gives us the reason for needing our Christ. If everything's wonderful, we don't need Jesus. Am I right? Do we need a Savior if everything's perfect? If we are all perfect, do we need a Savior? No. The fact that we aren't perfect, the fact that we hurt each other, the fact that we sin against God and in the process hurt one another, the fact that we deal with depression, the fact that we hate death, the fact that we deal with addictions of all sorts and anger, reminds us that we are a broken world that needs Christ. That is why Jesus is coming. And the work of straightening the roads and getting rid of the mountains in our lives and the walls that we have built in our lives and breaking those down are a lot easier if we admit they're there. And that we need the help to do that. And that we need God's arms wrapped around us. Tonight the message from God is, I come to bring you comfort. I come to let you know how much I love you. I come to let you know that who you are, just the way you are, is the way I want you to come into my arms. I am coming into your midst, says the Lord, because I love you beyond all love. Comfort, oh comfort my people. Be comforted by the presence of God. Amen.